Hi and welcome. My name is Brian and I'll be taking you through a couple of short videos and presentations talking to you about strategy, the importance of putting together a game plan that everybody in your organization rallies behind, being able to communicate that game plan and putting all of the elements of strategy together. So why don't you join me for a few short minutes as I give you a little bit of wisdom for your strategy. Hi guys, and welcome to this brief presentation, and I'm going to be talking to you about how building a scorecard or a strategy using the balanced scorecard method is like building a custom house. Every single organization is going to have to think about those elements that give it that competitive advantage and cause you to actually be able to grow and meet your mission and vision best for your organization. So one of the things that's going to be popular or common across all strategy building for any organization is that we're going to need strong foundations. So our foundations have to be the values that we actually inculcate, the values we communicate, and the things that we hold as constants around the entire organization. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about for any given organization, this may change, but things like teamwork, innovation, customer focus, and communication may be the building blocks or the bedrock from which you begin to build the structure that goes upwards as high as you want to take it. Because the higher the structure, the deeper these foundations have to be. The best organizations in the world are those organizations that are very innovative, that have got a great culture of customer focus, for example, or teamwork. And these are the things upon which you can begin to build your actual pillars. And the pillars are important because they become the supporting structures for all of the objectives that you want to achieve. They're the supporting structures for your mission, your vision, your customer value proposition that you actually put out there. So I'll give you an example of 4 pillars that any organization can give, and because it's a custom house, different organizations will have different pillars that they put out there. So for example, operational excellence, it may be something that you absolutely need in terms of the things that you're doing in your organization to ensure that you're competitive. Operational excellence, cutting costs, having that efficiency and effectiveness out there and being seen to be doing that by your customers. You could also bring in strategic partnerships, working with the best in class and the best in field right along your value chain. So what this will do is that this will talk to your specific strategy and cause you to actually be able to deliver on your vision and on your targets and the measures that you've put out there. Things like service excellence, giving that customer that experience that makes them to come back for more, or simply that builds your brand as a leader in the space that you're actually working with. So these are the pillars, for example, that will cause you to be able to support the mission and the vision that you're going for. Things like cultural change. We need to be always changing cultures and the way that things are done around the organization. As you innovate, as the customer demands more and more out of us, we've got to be able to have specific culture change, understanding, and a paradigm that causes everybody in the organization to do what is required. So these are the pillars, and these pillars are the ones that deliver the strategic results. So very important to understand that these pillars are organizational wide. They're what we call themes, and they enable the mission and the vision. So some very key points that we've just shared about that. I want to talk to you a little bit about how we look at strategy in the balanced scorecard. We need to actually have perspectives. So perspectives are the lenses through which we view everything that we do. So for example, even when we're looking for operational excellence, for example, I'm going to talk to you about 4 themes that are commonly presented in the balanced scorecard methodology. We've got what is called the capacity building. So for operations to be actually efficient and effective and to be excellent according to what we've put across as a pillar over here, what we are now saying is we're saying that we need to actually ensure that we've got the right capacity. Capacity building is the same as organizational learning. So for example, do we have the equipment? Do we have the infrastructure? Do we have the learning and the talent and the bedrock understanding of what we're trying to do. So we start with the capacity building, and then we take our capacity and we work it through a process. So once we've got the capacity, or for example, a simple example would be a kitchen. We want to present something to the customer. We're a restaurant, for example. We need to have the right stoves, the right equipment in the back, and then we take that equipment through a process of ordering food, a process of cooking the food, and a process of delivering the food to our customers in a way that makes them feel really special. And once we've done that, invariably there's another perspective where we look at how does the customer perceive us and the service that we're actually giving them. So the customer perspective is about delivering customer delight. It's about that service excellence, but that service excellence comes all the way from our capacity, comes all the way from our processes and the way we're dealing with the customer, and then finally the financial perspective. So if we get it all right, all the way down from how we order food, how we market ourselves, our marketing processes, our delivery processes, all the way through to the way that the customer is allowed to feedback and the customer is made king, and the focus we have on our customer, then what will happen is our bottom line will begin to show, because we've got all these things successfully put together. That's the strategic result we're driving for. And so when you look at some of these perspectives, for example, thinking about the customer perspective, when the customer is happy, it drives our bottom line. And also, if you think about it the other way, for us to have a strong bottom line, we have to have a strong customer satisfaction and growth in terms of our brand. So these are the perspectives that the balanced scorecard is all about, and how we knit this custom house and put it together. And at the end of the day, what we're going to have overarching all of that is our mission is going to be achieved, our vision is going to be realized, our customer needs are going to, our ability to meet those customer needs will drive our brand recognition. And when we do all of this, we work with our enablers and our challenges, we create those strategic objectives around this diagram that I've just shown to you. Well, thank you very much for this. I'm going to end it right there. So that's our custom house, and that's exactly how we put things together in the balanced scorecard. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you learned something from that brief video. Now, I would like to work with you and ensure that you can actually implement some of what we've talked about, some of those important lessons, and make them come to life in your own organization. So there are three things I'd love to do with you, if you can allow me. The first thing is to actually maybe sit down with you, have a conversation about where you are in your strategic journey, your strategic formulation and implementation. We can actually do a checklist and see what needs to be done, and give you a roadmap for how you can actually enhance the strength of your strategy. If, for example, you think you're absolutely fine and you'd really like to get to learn some more, what we could do is we can invite you, and you can come and join us on any one of our online workshops. And if you want to know a little bit more about that, why don't you get in touch with us on the details that I'm going to share with you just immediately after this chat, and we'll get to talking and you get to know how you can join us for online workshop, so that you can equip yourself to be able to do a little bit more. But if the third thing that I want to offer you is, if you want us to come in and do something that's custom built for your organization, I'll be happy to do that. So I look forward to hearing from you, working with you, taking your strategy to the very next level. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.